And welcome to today's session. We're all very, very, very excited about this new big release. For those who don't know us, I'm Candice.
And I'm Sean.
Cool. And we're going to take you through our new release on Smart Extract. So that was released yesterday, so you may have already noticed it in-app. But we'll take you through a bit of like the why, what it does, how it does it, a bit of a demo, and we'll go from there. So today's agenda, so we'll run through a bit of, like I mentioned, the background, how we got to this point. We'll run through the demo and just recap on some of the benefits there. And then we'll talk about where we want to go in terms of future phases. And then we'll open up the floor for Q&A. But as you may already be aware, there's the question box over on the left. Feel free to drop your questions or chats, and Sean will be here to be your voice today. So we'll kick in. So how did we get to this point? Smart Extract. So for those, which would be a lot of you already using Lightyear, would be familiar with the process of requesting maps, waiting for maps. And once you've been on Lightyear for a while, you sort of accept and get used to it. It's accepted as part of the process. But what we do find is like there's that learning curve at the start. And also a lot of that heavy lifting is done at the start. So we were looking at ways to try and make that easier, reduce wait times, help bring more efficiencies to your business. So as part of that, we're bringing through Smart Extract, which basically means you don't have to request a map. At the moment, it'll give you summary data off the bat. And then, just another option, instead of having to wait for a map, you can process your bills with that summary data very quickly, straight away. So it doesn't hold you back. And it's been quite a while in the making. We've been waiting a little bit for this one. We're all very excited. We should see more changes to come as we sort of build this feature out, but a lot of the benefits were felt straight away from some of the feedback I got from customers and the team yesterday. It's been very well received. Seems pretty intuitive in my opinion, but I am biased. We've just released it for open beta. So any feedback, feel free, drop us a note in support. Positive, negative, we always love to hear it, just to help us constantly take on that feedback and evolve. So whilst it's in beta, so if we do see any particular errors or issues, feel free, drop us a note, let us know. That said, we've done pretty extensive testing, and I would say we're probably at 95% accuracy on these documents that I've seen here. So we'll go from there. Without further ado, we'll jump straight into the demo. All right, so cool. Lightyear on the screen?
Yes, it is.
Yes, perfect. Cool. All right, so you'll all be familiar with this, but before I get in there, you may already have noticed there's a whole new look and feel to this. So if you haven't logged in already this morning, we've introduced 1, 2, 3 panel toggle. You can choose. So some people like to be able to see the image of the bill still. Some might want to see more of the data and the image, and just a view of your, kind of like email, like of your inbox. Cool. Let's go through how we get documents in. So how it works. You can, at the moment, you can either upload. When we upload, I've just got, let's say, 5 of these different types of documents. And you'll see this new section down here where you can click Smart Extract. I will leave some unticked just so we can see what that looks like when we trigger it. So you can upload these. We'll give that a moment. You can still email your bills into Lightyear, of course, but we don't have the option to auto trigger Smart Extract on the way in via email, but we will look at another extension where, kind of like our POs, where you've got your company name plus PO to get the system to recognize it as a purchase order. We'll look at introducing something like that so it does Smart Extract on the way in. Over here, let's give that a moment. So that's just me uploading these documents. So I've got all types of documents here. I've got a photo, handwritten bills, receipt, scan, and what we call an unstructured document. So if they've created something like on Microsoft Word rather than a proper formatted template like from an accounting software or inventory program, these types of documents generally our mapping team would either send back and ask you to process manually, or if we can't get good like metadata out of the document, we would usually reject them and send them back. So this feature then opens up a lot more capability in terms of handling these additional types of documents. So less manual entry, always good, but also gives you that speed, that more efficiency through being able to handle these types of documents. For example, on a handwritten bill, there's obviously no metadata at all. So previously we would reject these, send these back, and then you'd have to process them manually. So with Smart Extract, this will help us process these differently. So as you saw, I uploaded, and then as it's processing, you'll see this little arrow icon just to let you know that it's processing. This is our new Smart Extracted Data icon. So once you see the green icon, that's when you can click into it and do something with it. So here's one, very impressive. It is the handwritten document. It'll detect your supplier, bill number, bill data, bill date data, and the total amount you get here is summary. So from here, if there is a supplier, it will then use logic to match it and automatically flow through to the approvals workflow. But in this case here, I don't actually have a supplier. So I can go create one as per normal. And then you can see here, because it's got the ABN, it's picked that up. Let's see if this was, yep, because I've got the address there, it's worked out, 123 Main Street. So it'll fill out a bit more information. I think at the moment we generally just get ABN, but it'll then fill out whatever we can find from within the doc. Cool, so I can create the supplier. So first time I would have to teach it, and then the next time it will then automatically flow through to the approvals tab. So from here, if there's any edits you want to make at this point, you can. So I could set my codes and things like that. Before I send it across, I can enter a PO number if I wanted to, things like that. So before I do, I can send it straight through to approvals if that's at this point. Or if once it's gone through to approvals, then I can also make any adjustments and edits from the approvals tab as well. So the only thing with Smart Extract is what you see is what you get. So we can't, it's not like a map where we can go, hey, can we make this reference here, purchase order, map to the purchase order number or something like that. Essentially what you see is what you get, and then you can deal with the amendments either from the manual entry tab in processing here or straight from the approvals tab on the other side. What else have we got here? So there's that one. What else have we got? Receipts. Photo, same here. So photo of a scan, you can see, I'll just zoom in there. Summary data, text correctly. Pizza Planet, cool. Again, I would just select or match it to create a new supplier and send it through. So I go through to approvals. Oh, did I actually send it through? I may not. Cool. I think it was this one. Yep. Nope. This one. Cool. So from here, once I've done all the things that I need to at this point, let's just go food, send to approvals, go through like normal. Cool. Okay. Other option is if you've emailed it in. Obviously, when you email, you can't. At this point, we can't define whether we want it to go through Smart Extract. If you haven't done that via the upload, you can just click on this tile in the middle here, The other option is switch extraction method to Smart Extract, but obviously much easier to click from here. So again, give that a moment. So as you can see here, it takes a minute as opposed to waiting a day for a map request, especially handy for these types of scans, for example, where you're better off just requesting the Smart Extract as opposed to requesting a map for summary data in this case. So we'll give that a moment. It will do its thing. Yes. Any questions while I've...
Look at the supplier profile creation. Sorry, I'm not sure if you have run through it.
Yes.
I was just typing. You have done? Okay, cool. Thanks.
All good. Cool. So give that a moment. Wait for the green icon. We did that. Let's see. Did I actually click on that one? Losing track. Cool. So yes, like in terms of, just to recap the document types that we handle for Smart Extract, it was designed for handwritten bills, scans, even rotated scans. So a lot of the times you might receive a scan, for example, looking like maybe the other way, usually this. So generally when the team receive it, even though you might be able to switch the image, the metadata is actually still in this orientation. So we can't actually extract data when it's sent in this way. So Smart Extract is actually smart enough to rotate the metadata itself and then give you that summary data. So again, great for those new to Lightyear coming on and just starting and may still be, in transition in their process, still scanning documents at that point in time. So also helpful for those as they start to request more PDFs. So there's that. As you can see, data extracted, total sent through, although I realize I am bad at maths. That says 1,000 instead of 1,100. So the extraction is actually correct here, picked up based on the GST here. So anyone know a good accountant or bookkeeper? Because I'm clearly
I see a lot of supplier bills, and that's not out of the ordinary mathematics to be honest, Candace.
Oh, so
do you want to talk about the number of pages that we can smart?
Yes, good point. So in terms of, I guess, restrictions on or caveats around what we do with Smart Extract, there is a limit to how many pages. So it's 5 pages. So if it's more than that, then it will need to be either mapped or processed manually if it's one of these types of docs that we don't generally process. What else was there? Currency. So if there is currency on the document, it will pick up the currency. So if it says CAD, it will then work out CAD. Naturally, it defaults to, USD, unless there is your supplier profile. It will then apply your supplier profile settings and define that based on, if it's Pizza Planet here, AUD, it'll go through as AUD. So it'll apply those supplier rules. 5 pages, supply currency.
What type of text can it extract? In terms of,
sorry?
I think it's called Romanized.
Foreign languages, yes. So if it's like French or German, it'll be able to extract that type of data as well. So Romanized, basically anything with like Romanized languages is the technical term there. I feel like there was one more thing. We'll come back to it, I'm sure. Cool. And let me see. I think that's it. You could also upload via mobile. So if you wanted to snap and upload photos, receipts, send it through to the Lightyear account, and then as it comes in, as I mentioned, you can come back to this screen and click on Smart Extract, And again, any edits you need to make, you can do either via manual entry here or through the approvals workflow. If you do need a recap, you can click on this article, that link there, which takes you to the article. And it just gives you a recap of what we're taking you through today. I remembered what the other thing was. It only works on bills and receipts at this point. So credit notes, just be aware, if it applies to credit notes at the moment, it will be a positive value. So you can then adjust it, like I mentioned, in the approvals tab if it's just gone straight through. So just be aware of that, so you're not double paying your suppliers in that case. So not recommended for credit notes at this point, but again, future phases, we'll look at opening it up for more document types. So bills and receipts, that's the way to go. Cool. Any questions before I move on?
None that haven't been answered as of yet. We had one question around, and it's the terminology that you and I have fallen into as well. Can it map invoices that have a different first or last page? I guess then put one. It's not really mapping, but that's a hard habit for us to break as well. Yes. So it's essentially going to be looking for those kind of subtotal values, your tax and your total, to provide that summary data. So it doesn't really matter where it is within those 5 pages. It'll be able to extract it.
Correct. Yeah. What else? Yeah. So again, just as a reminder, once you've defined it, similar to today's process, once you've taught the system, next time you smart upload, at the moment, you do need to indicate each time, but we will look at, again, future phases, that sort of bringing that sort of memory in. But once you've uploaded Smart Extracted, it will then automatically flow through to the approvals. So similar to today's experience, once you've applied a map, go straight through. So yeah. All right. Coming back. Cool. So Sean, I'll get you to pop up a poll and see what the people think.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Poll has been triggered.
Thank you. Meantime, I'll just chat through and recap the benefits here. So obviously it's faster document processing. You don't have to wait for a map, don't even have to request a map. Summary data, this is the quickest and easiest way. So it's also great for, next point, those one-off suppliers or what we call the low quality documents. So like I mentioned, again, that's the receipts, scans, sideways scans, unstructured documents, 1, 2, 3, 4. There was one more. Photos of bills. Or if we're in, let's say, for example, in the hospital industry, you might have a lot of DJs who are, a lot of sole contractors, self-employed, who may not have an accounting software as such. So they might be issuing those handwritten bills or those unstructured type documents. So it's great for those. So, because even if we were to create a map, if they've, let's say, used Microsoft Word and then adjusted things each time, or have to generate that template each time, things might be moving. Therefore, the map doesn't even work consistently. So it's great for those types of scenarios. Locums in the optometry industry. They're also I think another customer mentioned in the building industry, those types of contractors as well. So it's great for those like one-off supplier type of scenarios. Higher quality data, we will, like I mentioned, we've opened it up for more document types. Previously, where we would not create maps and send them back or reject them, now gives you that capability to get summary data out at least. And then you could combine that with the new feature, if you haven't seen, of, I'll go back to it. Here, where are we? If I go back to, do I have one, is the question. Cool. If there is, highlight text. Dude. No, not that one.
In your approvals tab, you should have something that'll do it there.
Cool. So I can highlight text on the document, and then you can enter that in if you want to override that. So that was seemed to be a crowd pleaser when we showed that tip. All right. And then obviously the improved efficiency for your teams. So if you've received bills that might be outstanding, maybe it was a missing bill from previous month, rather than waiting a day to get a map, you can click on that button within a minute, process that and push it through the workflow straight away so you can get that paid out ASAP. So, yeah. How'd we go with the poll?
Let me look. Do you want me to share it? Or yeah. Look, it's everyone's seems to be as excited about it as we are.
Yeah, we are so excited.
It's been a long time coming. Since I joined the business, LinkedIn reminded me 3 years ago, and we've been talking about something along these lines. So yeah, very, very excited to have this out.
Yes. Cool. All right. So what's coming? So there'll be more to come in this space. So phase 1 at the moment, it is open beta, the automatic data extraction. At the moment, available for those types of docs I mentioned. And as it says, it supports the multi-language, currency, and all that sort of stuff. So what you see today is what's available now in app in our beta release. So again, any feedback in terms of like workflows and things like that would be super helpful. So we can continue to, I guess, build into it, help it develop. Basically, the more it's used, the smarter it gets. So we're really very excited to introduce this AI machine learning aspect. Phase 2, we'll see the introduction of line item extraction. So at the moment, we're only giving you summary. So we're hoping this side of Christmas is what we're hoping for, but as it's new features, it's always hard to say exactly. But yeah, we're aiming for this side of Christmas for line item data extraction as well. And then be the ability to handle more types of documents, like I mentioned, like different like statements, credit notes, things like that down the track. So that is there. Cool. I think that leads us to any more Q&A. Might pop up the second poll for you guys to let us know what you think. If you've used it already, it'd be great to hear what you guys have thought or found. Yeah. Very keen. Any questions or comments?
A couple of questions. So one, I think I get the question is, can it do multiple invoices at once? I think that means if there's multiple invoices in the same file, will Smart Extract work? And I think the answer is going to be, it'll allow you to split the bills, just as you can today if you receive an invoice, or multiple invoices rather, in the same file, and then you'll be able to Smart Extract those documents.
Yeah, cool.
And then we've got somebody who wants to see the highlight text again.
Oh, okay, no problems. We can go back to that. So this was introduced maybe a month or so ago, I want to say 4 to 6 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So basically any document that has metadata, you'll notice this button, which is moved here. So it'll actually normally look like this button over here. I'll just zoom. Nope, it won't let me zoom. Here we go. Zoom in a little bit there. So hover over that, it says highlight text. So I'll click on it. And then when you see standard mode, that's to switch back to standard mode. But when I go highlight text, then I can highlight things. So this is, for me, I find this is really helpful in terms of when you're looking to find maps. If there's an ABN, I can then quickly select that, go find map, and select the ABN and search. So that just makes it that little bit easier rather than trying to search, type in the supplier name or type in the ABN if I can't find it. So yes, that's that. And then we can switch back out so that you can move the doc, because otherwise, if you're in this mode, you're stuck. You're only able to select. So
that'll only work on documents that have metadata that we would normally extract with a map. So if it's a photo of a receipt, there's not any metadata.
Correct.
If it's a scan of a bill, there's not going to be any metadata for us to extract there.
Yeah. So for example, if I hover over this icon, even though you can see the word light year there, is that right? Yeah. So over here, I can't then select that. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. So I can't select the word on the actual logo because that's not part of the metadata. Cool. Cool. Can't wait for line item. This will be really helpful with fast processing. Looking forward to phase 2. Yes. So stay posted. Keep up to date. We'll be sure to let you guys know as soon as it's out. Yeah. I think that's it.
I know I've got one person I need to send a recording of this webinar to. If anybody else would like a recording, just drop us a note or start a chat. Whatever. Once it's available, we'll send that through to you.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Might give that a couple of minutes just to give people a chance to drop any last minute questions, and then we'll go from there. Cool. Okie dokie. Other than that,
thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks for joining today, guys. Have a good one.